First, let me start with a prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akanda Mandalakaram, Vyaptam Yena Characharam, Tatpadam Dasitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My prostrations to Guru Dev, Swami Chinmaya, Pujya Swami Brahmananji, other Acharyas, and one and all present here. A warm welcome for the second day of the Geeta Jynana Yajna by the study group members. It is a very unique, innovative concept introduced by Parama Pujya Swami Brahmananji, who is renowned to bring out the best from everybody and making every effort to spread the knowledge of spiritual knowledge to one and all, which was the main vision and mission of Pujya Gurudev. We, the study group members, are very fortunate to be the disciples of Swami Brahmananji, because Brahmaji is not only guiding us but encouraging us by being present here. What a great opportunity to speak in front of the Guru, who is knows everything, and we are students, just like students, we are trying to talk in front of him. And what a great opportunity that is he has created. This is the beginning for all of us to just see that this spiritual knowledge has to be continued, and this 75 should become 365. That is this thing, that should be our vision, all the study group members' vision. So I request Swami Brahmanji to kindly look into that, and he knows what to do, when to do, how to do it. So we will leave it to him. It is only a request, Swami Brahmanji. Now, we will start the program with Arati. I request Dr. Nagaraj, Sri Gupta, and Mr. Muthuswami Sai Baba to perform the Arati, please. Hari Om.
मूर्ति करुणा की, आरती सद्गुरु की। चरणों में उनके शांति समाये, शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए। पाप ताप संताप हरण की, आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया, फिर से जगाया। शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की, आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। सिद्ध बारिकी तपोभूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे। भक्त हृदय आनंद स्रोत की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। बोलो सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।
Hari Om. Thank you, Mr. Nagaraj Gupta and Mr. Sai Baba for the Arati. Am I able to listening? Yes, sir. Hari Om. Yeah. Now I invite Dr. Nagaraj to speak on Jnana Yoga in English. A little about Dr. Nagaraj. He is Air Vice Marshal, equivalent to Major General in Army, served in Army Force for 36 years, served in Army, Navy and Air Force. He is the only third person in the entire country to have served in all the three forces. He has joined the study group, Chandelier study group, since only about 1.5 years back. But highly disciplined, keen to learn all teachings from the Swamijis and also from the study group members. And only one thing, important things I would like to mention about him is his maintenance of discipline. He never used to miss any class. Once he had an operation, you may not believe it. Next day was every Tuesday we do the satsang study group. Sitting in the hospital, he was from the ICU, he came back to the room and he attended the study group members. What a great activity. So now I leave the floor to Dr. Nagaraj. Thank you.
Hari Om. I offer my humble pranams to Pujya Gurudev Chinmaya ji, Pujya Brahmananda ji, and all the Acharyas of Chinmaya Mission. I should confess that probably I am the junior most study group member with only 1 year and few months into this. And if there are any drawbacks or shortcomings, I request all of you to kindly excuse me. I bring greetings from Army, Navy and Air Force. And today I have been asked to speak about Dhyana Yoga. Now, when we see this picture, Dhyana Yoga, Krishna is teaching Arjuna in the battlefield? Is the place? Dhyana, we always think that one should be free, one should be cool, one should be mentally sound, calm. But is a battlefield is a place? It should be, we all feel that this is not the place for anybody to learn about the various topics what Bhagavan Krishna is teaching to Arjuna, whether it is Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga or Dhyana Yoga. Now here we know that Arjuna is perplexed because he is in the battlefield facing all his relatives, his gurus. He has to kill them. That is the one which is perplexing him. Yes, Krishna teaching him about Karma Yoga is acceptable because he wants to rather pep him up to do his duty. But is it okay to have Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and of all the things, Dhyana Yoga? Now, this is the question all of us will think, is it okay? See, this is the battlefield. This is how we look. Even I've been in uniform, that's how we look. Now here we see one of the guru is trying to teach something there, whereas we teach something else in the battlefield. Is it possible? Is it okay? Now, this is the real picture of probably I am also there in the picture many years back. This is me and here. That's how we look in forces. Probably that will pep everybody, that the uniform gives you that strength. Now here, Krishna is trying to teach him, because battlefield is one. It is not that everybody in the battlefield is doing dhyana. It is, he is preparing him further. Now battlefield is an intense place where you have, this is Krishna is trying to teach him. Now so many things are happening. It looks very paradoxical that we are talking of dhyana. It looks that we are talking about stillness, withdrawal of mind in the middle of battlefield, when there is intense violence, when there are bullets and splinters flying in all directions, and amidst the dead bodies of close brethren which are all around. No, that is not a place. But actually, Krishna is trying to teach him, before you reach to that stage, what all things you should get in. Now that is where the Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and then Dhyana Yoga comes in. That is a brief, small introduction for Bhakti Dhyana Yoga. Krishna did not teach Dhyana Yoga to Arjuna despite the battlefield. He taught it because of it. Because he was in the battlefield, he should know about this. That's how the Krishna's intention. Arjuna's crisis was not just external, it was more of internal turmoil. And Krishna is establishing that true yoga must hold and sustain even in the most challenging circumstances. Dhyana is not sitting in isolation. Of course, all these things you are aware of it. Just to get back from agitation, anchoring the self, acting without inner disturbance. Krishna gradually building Arjuna from the individual to the knowledge of self, karma without attachment, jnana and bhakti. Now here is the Krishna's message. His strong message is not remaining calm when things are normal, but retaining the serenity even under stressing conditions. Probably this was supposed to have been my last concluding remark, but I'm getting it here because Krishna and Arjuna are here talking about this in the battlefield. That's why I just brought it here. Now, you see, somebody in uniform is trying to meditate. Now, in the modern military world, things are different, things are changing. You will find it is a vital tool for modern soldiers to manage extreme stress of combat, improve decision making under extreme pressure, to enhance mental fitness and resilience, and short form mindfulness helps soldiers to stay in the present moment. And this is the last one, for making critical split second decisions during intense operations. Now, this is where the whole of Bhagavad Gita, though Vedavyas Ji Maharshi has written this so many thousands of years back, even now it holds good. Now we come into the, our now present subject of Dhyana Yoga. Now, these are the 4 yogas any human being has got for getting into the finality: the Karma Yoga, Gnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga. Now, Karma Yoga is the simplest one, where all human beings, whatever they are doing a karma. They are acting. Even if somebody is not acting, that is also a karma. Not acting also is a karma. Now, all these actions will derive its effects. It is a cause and effect relationship. Now, after this comes in Gnana Yoga, where individual is getting the knowledge of himself and Paramatma and the Jagat, that is Trikudi. That is the main essence of Gnana Yoga. And then Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is total surrender, that he is the only one to look after me. That is the feeling one has got. Now, this is an intense phase. Anybody who is into this probably need not go into Dhyana Yoga, because from Bhakti, whenever the person gets into intense level of Bhakti, that is what we call Bhaktiya Parakaste, person is already in a meditative phase. He would be reaching the highest self, and probably he need not have to go through the initial phases of all the steps what we follow in Dhyana Yoga. And last, we have Dhyana Yoga, where we get in gradually from a normal human being to the highest level, where one can get merged into the highest self, that is Atma Sakshatkara. Now, this is though we say this is the final common pathway, but each yogas can, in intense phase, can cling up to the highest self. Now, these 3 phases are looking like steps, but they can also cling up directly in an intense in an intense way, in an intense position. Now, when we see Ramana Maharshi's Upadesha Sara, out of the 30 shlokas, you have first 5 are going into little general Karma Yoga and other things. Last 25 shlokas are getting into Dhyana Yoga, various steps, how to go about. So, which we can see it a little later as we progress. Now, here the Krishna's Dhyana Yoga, last but one, the mantra or the shloka tells that the Dhyana Yoga is the one, Dhyana Yogi is the one who is the ultimate. And he says, Arjuna, you become the Dhyana Yogi to reach to the highest self. And that is how this 46, though it is last but one, I have picked up for the beginning. Now, next is these 2 shlokas from Ramana Maharshi's Upadesha Saram. The last line says, Chittadam japa dhyanam uttamam. Now, dhyanam is more, rather higher than all other acts of ours. And then this also, Hrutastale manas tatkriyachaya bhakti yoga bodhaschaya nishchitam. Here he tries to tell Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Gnana Yoga are all adjuncts to Dhyana Yoga. That's how he is telling in this particular stanza, the particular shloka. Now we see, what is Dhyana? Dhyana is silencing the body and mind. Is it that simple? We have just put it in one sentence. Is it that simple that Dhyana we can attain silence? Probably, physically we can silence our body, only voluntary things. The involuntary things will keep going on. Even when we are sleeping, all the activities inside the body are going on. So, there is no silence in the body. If there is silence, we are not here. So, that is about the body. Mind and intellect, though we try to do every day, but probably it may take years and years of sadhana, maybe many lifetimes, to silence the mind and intellect. Now, what happens in silence? Many spiritual processes begin in silence. Cleaning of channels starts in our system. Intellect could communicate with higher planes. Consciousness expands. Cosmic forces enter and work in us and open the hidden faculties in us. Perceive things which our senses cannot reach and can experience higher realities. All these things we don't even think of. But when we get into dhyana or when we reach higher stages, automatically these things keep happening without our knowledge. Now here, the fifth sloka of Dhyana Yoga, Uddaredatmanatmanam Naatmana vasadayet Atmaiva hatyano banurad bandhuhi Atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Now here says, it's the mind. Mind is our biggest friend. The mind can help you. If you don't control, the mind can destroy you. It can be your best friend, it can be your worst enemy. Next is, before getting into dhyana, these are the prerequisites, control of senses. This in the Dhyana Yoga, chapter 6 and shlokas 7 to 10, he explains that not to be affected by sorrows, praises and insults, not to have unwanted desires and greed, and to treat friends and enemies equally, mind to be free from vasanas, that is, Shabda, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Sparsha. These 5 senses are the one which are our biggest friends as well as biggest enemies. If we control them, we go up. If we don't control them, we go down. Now this is, before we get into Dhyana Yoga, this is the whatever I have already mentioned. The same thing comes in Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga, the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. Now most of you will be aware of these things. So I'll just mention the names and skip. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, and Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. Now how to meditate? Now Krishna again explains in 11th and 12th slokas how the place should be. Place should be clean. Now should we search for a place to meditate? We don't have. We are living in a city. There is no place where we can go out. Any place is as good as any other place. At home, search for a good place within the home, neat and clean, probably not much of disturbances, and use some mat to sit down. And posture, this is very important. Sit erect with spine, neck and head in one line, because energies have to flow up and down. So one has to maintain this posture. These things Krishna has already explained in the chapter, but the remaining ones, time, direction, mudra, trataka, dhyana, these things he has not mentioned. Time, we should sit for meditation, mainly the Brahma Muhurta in the morning, early morning. We can do it at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We can do it in the evening. These are the times when the whole system is at serenity. So that helps us also to get into the mood of dhyana. And place, which we have already told, select the same place. Now whenever we meditate in the same place, there are vibrations around us. So as we reach there, we will feel that we are supposed to meditate. Same thing happens. Every day you fix up a time, automatically, the reflexively mind will tune into that I am supposed to meditate now. And the direction, normally we sit facing north because we receive spiritual energies from the Himalayas, the spiritual energy center. If we can't, then we can look into the direction of east, because earth is moving from west to east, and when we face east, we are in the same direction. So there is no disturbance affecting us. Remaining mudra, trataka and dharana, we will see it in the next slides. This is whenever we get disturbed. Normally we get disturbed. Mind is the one which has the problem. Now he says, yato nischalati istaram. Now here, it is the nature of the mind that to keep going away and away. So each time we go, we have to bring it back. Now, Mankati Manakagga also says, I'm just looking at the clock, so we'll go fast. Horage loka asakti. This is all he is telling you. Make 2 rooms in your own mind and then do all the things outside, and in the inner room you meditate and look after yourself. This is the same Mankati Manakaga's another 2 verses. Now, to control the mind, Ramana Maharshi gives out this Vayurodhanat Layate Manam. Here, he says pranayama or the breathing control can bring down, control your mind. Similarly, pranabandha alina manasam ekachintanat nash. Now, it is only when you are meditating or doing pranayama, the mind is quiet, whereas afterwards you get back to the same. So here he says kill the mind. Now, killing of the mind is not person. After killing the mind, he will not be alive. Whereas here, it is objective mind and subjective mind. Objective mind, we can't do anything. By our own manachintana, the subjective mind we can kill. Now, he says, how do we meditate? We should meditate like as a flame without any breeze or wind. That is a stable flow of thought. Similarly, Ramana Maharshi also says that Ajyadarya, like a stream of the ghee or a river, full river which is flowing smoothly. That is how one should meditate. Now, these are the various chakras we do. After initial preparation, we do chakra meditation. We have these chakras, 7 chakras. I have shown the thing in the picture. Now, after chakra meditation, we have Bhava Samadhi. In this, we have Brahma Bhava, Vishnu Bhava, Shiva Bhava, and Devi Bhava. After that is a Savikalpa Samadhi. Here, we are thinking, God is here, I am also here. This is the Dvaita. We are two. We are meditating onto Him, thinking that I am here. I am not part of you. Next is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi, there is no me existing. It is all you. So you meditate on Him in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Beyond that is the higher realms of Samadhi and beyond the state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. There are also in between stages of Kundalini meditation along with pranayama exercises with Ida, Pingala and Sushishma Nadis. Now, meditation states, experiencing Turyam is the highest state. Now, Mandukya says that Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti and Turyam. Now, through Dhyana Yoga, we can reach out to Turyam. Now, when we reach to the Turyam, at that stage, the Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti all look Mithya. Mithya means appears to be there, but it is not there. Now, that is what we could experience when we go into Turyam state. And finally reaching the state of I am Atma Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. Now, the second shloka of Ramana Maharshi says that I am Atma Brahma, so I am Atma Chachutpad is the same thing which is coming in. Now, next Arjuna says, it is, although you have explained all these things to us, but it is very difficult to follow. It is like, it is difficult than controlling the wind. The mind is so wavering, it is not possible for us. So then he asked Krishna, please tell us how to go about. Krishna says, yes, it is true, it is difficult, but by detachment and by regular practice and intention, one could do that, one could get it. Mainly it is a practice, abhyasa. Now, here I am just quoting this Mankati Manakaga. Edavade mai gaya vadayade maguvaru nadayu. Now, this is what, when we are practicing, we will get difficulties. Everybody will get difficulties. So, one has to rise above that. Same, Jetti Kalagadi Gelladade Gadi Samu, Mutti Nodavana Maikattu Kabbina Gatti. How he may lose his fight, but see whatever he has been practicing, how it is his body. That is what happens to us when we practice. Even if we lose, we still have that whatever we have done, it is with us. Now, next is Yoga Brashtas. Arjuna query. Now, somebody is practicing intensely, but he leaves it. What happens to him? He would go away or you will get destroyed? Krishna replies, no. Whatever you have done, it is there with you. It will come back to you even in the next life. The same vasanas or same whatever magnetic force will take you back to that even in the next life further. So whatever we have done, it will not go, it will be with us. That's what Krishna says. Now let's continue and strive hard in our sadhana to move from the state of yoga brashtas to the state of jivan mukta. Now, here I should say, are we all yoga brashtas? Except the acharyas and Swamiji, I think all of us are yoga brashtas. That's how, in spite of the rain outside, we have come here. That has drawn all of us here so that we should continue in our path of sadhana. Now, that is what the yoga brashta. It will continue. We are all yoga brashtas. Let us strive hard and go ahead. Now, in conclusion, karma yoga purifies, jnana yoga sharpens the intellect, bhakti yoga prepares emotionally, dhyana yoga leads to atma sakshatkara. That is the finality. That is the final phase. Probably it may take many lifetimes for us, but there are people who have almost reached. They are there. They are there. Let us also strive to reach to their level and to reach the final state of atma sakshatkara. Now I have just listed some of the references: Bhagavad Gita, Ramana Maharshi's Upadesh Sara, Mankti Manakagga, and Dhyana Yoga by Krishnananda, and How to Meditate by Krishnananda, and Mandukya Upanishad. Thank you, and Hari Om to all.
Thank you, Mr. Nagaraj. A small announcement, a mild request to everybody, all speakers. Next time onwards, please don't try to use the PPT. You have to only talk. Please don't use PPT. And now I will invite Mr. Gupta, the next speaker. He is going to talk on Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam in English. A few words about Mr. Gupta KGV. He is associated with Chinmaya Mission since 1974. Over 50 years of service in the Chinmaya Mission. He served as Chick in 75 and 76. Served as Secretary Chinmaya Mission from 77 to 81. He was in charge of CCMT Publications, Kannada Division from 82 to 85. He associated with the study group's activity from 1974. Study group member, the oldest study group member probably according to me from 1974. So he is a dedicated, ardent devotee who is doing the selfless service to the Chinmaya Mission silently. ಇದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಎಲೆ ಮರೆಯ ಕಾಯಿ ಅಂತ, that suitly fits him. Now I invite Mr. Gupta to talk, continue his talk. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Pujya Gurudev, Swami Chinmayananji Maharaj, Pujya Guruji, Swami Swarupananji, Pujya Swami Brahmanandaji, and all acharyas of Chinmaya Mission, and humbly present what little I have understood or misunderstood with all of you. If there are any mistakes, please bear with me. And first of all, humble pranams to Pujya Swami Brahmananji for this unique idea of trying to build up the study group members to make them know how much they have understood. Really, this is a unique thought and unique program in the entire world. Now, my topic is Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. This is the 50th sloka of second chapter, and meaning is Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Dexterity in action is yoga. This is what it means. Our skill in action is the yoga. That's what it means. This is qualified by, this is the last pada of 50th sloka, This is qualified by the three previous padas of the same sloka. I'll just read out the sloka. Buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe sukruti dushkrute tasmad yogaya yujjasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. Now, in this statement, three words are there: yoga, karma, kushalata, kaushalam. Let us try to understand and try to link up. First of all, karma. Karma or action is the expression of life. And mere movement of limbs do not constitute an action or karma. The intention or the desire prompted by the mind and intellect and to execute through the body in the form of an action to achieve something in the world is called karma. And this is what karma. Our scriptures say three things are most important for any karma, three constituents of karma to fructify, what they call it as prayatnam, kalam, daivam. These three things are a must for any karma to get fulfilled. Prayatnam, yatnam is the effort, prayatnam is prakarshena yatram. The real effort, efficient effort we must. Kalam, at the right time we had to do it. And the third constituent is not within us, daivam. There are so many contributory factors in the world for fructifying into the result. This is the one. And our scriptures also have divided the entire karma, possible karma, nitya karma, naimittika karma, kamya karma, nishiddha karma. And some people say prayaschitta karma also, they say that. But for a spiritual aspect, the nishiddha karma is ruled out. Kamya karma is to be avoided. And the nitya karma is most important. And nobody can avoid this nitya karma. And nitya karma can be avoided only in the case of naimittika karma. Like Gurudev used to say, when somebody is not well, you cannot say, I will perform my puja and then come and take you to the hospital. So nitya karma can be avoided if there is a naimittika karma. That is the only thing. But anything, this karma, the karma has got the effect, whatever we try to do, the results of it, and it has got a binding aspect of it. No, not only binding, tiring, and it will make us go again and again. So what happens is, when we try to perform an action and get the desired results, unless the total involvement of the entire personality is there, it is impossible. Mere at the physical level performing an action cannot get a result. It all depends upon the involvement of the mind and intellect equally well in that. Since the karma has got a binding aspect of it, naturally what happens is it binds the person with more disturbances in the mind. And here he says, yoga karmasu kaushalam, kushalata, the dexterity. Mere dexterity cannot be say it is yoga. Guruji always used to say that. No? One Mr. Pickpocket was there. He met Miss Pickpocket and got married. And both of them decided to have a child who will outsmart them. And Mr. Pickpocket, he was known for his smartness. And God blessed them. The child came, and the child did not open the fist for 2 weeks. They were worried. Why? When they forcibly opened, they found the ring of the nurse who delivered. So they thought he has outsmarted. So that way, many activities performed by the person, and even murderers also, they do it extremely perfectly. They do it. That is not called the yoga in dexterity in action. There is a total process involved in that. That's why he says, buddhi yukto jahati Ube Sukruti Dushkruti. He says, yoga is when a person is yoked to the wisdom of the karma yoga, yoga buddhi. With the yoga buddhi, whenever a person performs an action, yoga buddhi is, karma yoga buddhi is Ishwararpana buddhi. Ishwararpana buddhi, when a person performs an action, what happens is the kartrutva bhava is removed. All the inner dirt belongs to the ego, ahankara. Ahankara has got two parts, kartrutva, bhoktrutva. If you remove the kartrutva, bhoktrutva cannot remain. Both of them, they stay together. So our scriptures through this karma yoga, what they try is, they try to remove the bhoktrutva as a Ishwararpana buddhi. When they try to do it, what happens is entire personality gets cleansed. Because when you are trying to do action for the sake of the Lord, actually you do not depend on the results at all. So results are also taken as prasada buddhi. Therefore, when a person performs, what happens is, that's why he says, buddhi yukto jahatiha, jahatiha, giving up. What is that? Obe sukruta dushkrute, papa punya. See, we have got so much of sanchita karma inside. Prarabdha is the body which is taken, over which we do not have the control. It has to exist. But inside, so much of dirt has been accumulated that prevents our mind and intellect to involve in the action with the utmost potential. They are hindered by these vasanas, or the tendencies which are accumulated through every action. When we perform an action, action generates the tendencies or the vasanas, which includes the past. What happens is that hinders the mind and intellect to get involved in the action with the full potential. Therefore, to clear that mess, to clear the dirt inside the personality, they have suggested karma yoga. Karma yoga is to purify the mind. When you perform an action with an attitude of surrender to the Lord, when you perform an action with the attitude of surrender to the Lord, you do not, like Gurudev used to say, no, when you turn your mind to the Supreme Lord inside and perform, what happens is entire vasanas will get roasted and they will become ineffective. When they become ineffective, and the person is also not worried about the results also he take it as a prasada buddhi. What happens is the mind becomes quieter. In fact, Shankara also in Viveka Chodamani says that purpose of karma is to cleanse the mind and not to achieve anything in the world. Because for anything to achieve in the world, only to get the happiness we look. But the happiness is there, the storehouse of happiness is there within each one's heart. A spiritual sadhak, having known that the storehouse of happiness is inside, he turns his mind towards the core of his personality and gets hooked on to that. And as an offering, when he performs, what happens is entire mind gets cleansed up. When the mind gets cleansed up, what happens is, with the full potential of the mind and intellect, he performs the action. When he performs the action, you will find the best action will come out. Even in our cases also, we would have seen, when we are inspired by an ideal, maybe for a short period, when you try to do an action, you will find the best will come out from us, every action. So that's why Bhagavan says, Buddhi yukto jahati. When your mind is hooked on to to the spiritual reality as a Ishwararpana buddhi, with that buddhi, when you try to, jahatiha ube sukruta dushkrute, both papa and punya, the negative tendencies and positive, whatever there, both are binding only. The merits, papa and punya, both are binding. Both will go out of the personality. When both will go out of the personality, the mind and intellect is available for us in the full potential. When it is available for the full potential, when the mind, intellect, and the body, when they perform the action, the maximum potential will come out, and you will see the best action in that purpose. In that way, Bhagavan says, yoga, tasmad yogaya yujyasvad. For Arjuna, he says, you fight with uniting yourself with the yoga. But for us, to live in this world, perform your action, tuned up yourself to the yoga, to the spiritual reality, core of the personality, and then perform an action. When you perform an action, you will find yoga karmasu kaushalam. The kushalata, the dexterity. The dexterity is not at the physical level alone, but the mind, intellect. We would have gone to many Mahatmas, even our Gurudev. When we go even a small, the very presence itself enlightens. Our Acharyas, Pujya Swamiji, when we go in their presence itself, even one word will make us awaken to the higher. Therefore, every action of such a person will be the best action. Therefore, Bhagavan says, you get yourself hooked on to that supreme reality and perform your actions. In that way, you will find the best will come out in you. That is the way it has to be done. Karma Yoga. Yoga Buddhi we have to, as an instrument of the Lord when you try to do it. In fact, in my own life, I have experience. 77 to 81, I was the secretary of Chinmaya Mission. 4 years, hardly 3-4 days in a year only I was available at home for some ceremonies of this thing. Otherwise, 6:30 morning I will leave, night 10:30 I go home. Many days I got drenched. Only thinking about Gurudev went round. Not even a day in 4 years I fell ill. So that was the one which I enjoyed every bit of the moment. Not only I enjoyed, even Gurudev acknowledged. In 1979, he wrote a letter. That was a letter he written by him, all of a sudden by him. He said, all of a sudden I remembered you for your sacrifices for me and the mission. As a token of gratitude, I am sending you this souvenir. He sent his photograph, which I framed it, and really I thought this is the fulfillment of life. If we can do for a small cause, for a small period, turning our mind to that, what a joy, what an inspiration, what a source of energy we can get it. So Bhagavan says, completely get yourself hooked on to that supreme reality inside you with the Yoga Buddhi. Yoga Buddhi, this is, in the sense, whatever the actions we perform, we cannot say that the results will be always good and the results will not be bad. But the thing is, they will not disturb us as it would have disturbed otherwise. Probably some bad results do come and disturb us, but immediately we will swing back to our original equanimity and try to perform our actions as best as we can. So that's how I think Bhagavan Sri Krishna has advised, has given the advice to all of us to turn our mind inside for spiritual sadhaks. This is the way we can progress. And for all sadhaks, as all of you know, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana is a must. Shravana through listening, Manana through reflection, remove all impossibilities, and Nididhyasana, trying to implement what little we have understood and turn our mind towards that and try to perform. You will find that every action becomes the best. The best actions of that I had seen in Gurudev. Anything that he had done, even the smallest action was the best. Whether keeping the paper, folding the paper, when he writes the letter, all the letters you take of Gurudev, the same margin, same style, and any envelope if you see, the way in which he has written the address, pin code, everything from the look itself you can find out it is Gurudev's. So that is the way. Gurudev, every moment I had seen the best. This, the example of, the Krishna's statement, I had seen in him every action. Even when he sits, not even a wrinkle you will find. Even when he folds, and some people when they come, his memory also, I can say that. So, because when my internal, I mean, mind and intellect is available, and the memory is also has to be that sharp. In the sense, what when somebody comes for a autograph, he will say, go and bring second pen in my bag from the left. That is meant only for autographs. So when a Mahatma, he is 24/7, he has hooked on to that and lived only for our sake. Imagine 42 years, 365 days, 18 hours a day, he has worked for us. And on this special occasion, it is our duty to resolve and decide to work for his cause, spreading the message of the scriptures to all the people. That's what I had seen. And one case with an incident which happened, which I would like to quote, and with that I would like to conclude. In 1980, Gurudev went to Chennai from Bangalore. Generally, whenever Gurudev goes, we divide into two batches. One batch will go to the airport, pick up, book the luggage, get the boarding pass, be ready. Gurudev just walk in, get into the aircraft. And one particular, in 1980, after reaching the airport, the flight was delayed by half an hour. When it was delayed by half an hour, our chairman said, we will take him to a VIP lounge. When VIP lounge, he was taken to VIP lounge. There our former chief minister, Mr. Nijalingappa, was there. He was introduced to Gurudev. He said, somewhere I have seen you. Immediately Gurudev said, 27th December 1967, you have inaugurated my yajna at KGF. You came late for the yajna, saying your car was stolen. Where did you find your car? Unlike other inaugurators, you did not confuse the audience. You said you didn't know anything about Geeta. Fully handed over entire audience to me without disturbing them. And this is the way Gurudev's memory. Even because a Mahatma, he is living at that. So this is a proof for us to pursue in this path in our sadhana and try to work for Gurudev's cause in spreading the message of the scriptures to all the people, and that too in the 75th year of Chinmaya movement. This is a right occasion for us to take a resolve. Hari Om. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Gupta. Now I invite Mr. Sai Baba, MD. He is going to talk on synergetic trade of slokas in English. A few words about him. He was a good manager, group manager in HMT and Titan Industries. He was professor at Dayananda Sagar institutions. Post-retirement, pursuing philosophy. He is in the study group since about 2.5 years. And during his study group discussions, I have seen him. He mixes that philosophy with our tradition, study group. So I invite him for his talk. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. अपवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वास्तां गतोऽपि वा स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सा बाह्याभ्यन्तरशुचिः मानसं वाचिकं पापं कर्मणा समुपार्जितं श्रीरामस्मरणेनैव न विपोहति संशया श्रीराम राम तिथिर्विष्णु तथावार नक्षत्र विष्णुरेव च योगश्च कर्णञ्चैव सर्वं विष्णुमयं जगत्. With this I start. पूज्य स्वामी ब्रह्मानंद जी, शेषाद्रि गुरुवे नमः, गुरुमाता नमः, अन्य आचार्याणां प्रणामम्, सर्वेभ्यो नमः. My topic is on the synergetic triad of the three slokas, that is Titaprajna, Kshetrajna and Parignata. What is the similarities in that? That is what my talk is about. But there are some 4 sub-points are there. The first point is the power of the question and the power of transformation, which he saw in Arjuna. That is the first point. The second point is the synergy among the three That is Sthita Prajna is sloka number 2.54 and Kshetrajna is 13.1. In some books it's 13.2 and 18.18 is Parignata. What is the synergy there? The third point is there have been interactions between Arjuna and Sri Krishna. There have been interactions between Duryodhana and Sri Krishna. What are their outcomes? The last one is that the caveat with all that. Having said all of them, etc., we need Karturagnya Praprete Phalam. That's what we need, the blessings. These are the 4 points around which my topic is revolving. The first one is the power of question. I would urge my friends, before I start, it's like this. I wish to say that there is a Socratic paradox is there. I know that I know nothing. That's the Socratic paradox is there. That's one. And my predecessors have talked, etc. It's like asking me to sing in front of what you call MS Subbalakshmi. That is my predicament. Notwithstanding that, I would venture to talk about it. That's one point. Now, the power of question and power of transformation. Look at the transformation. Till the slokas 2.53, there has been a transformative effect. Krishna had to teach the Sankhya philosophy, the yoga, and also the karma yoga, the yoga of action. Before that, Arjuna was in a state of despair, not to know what to do between moha and this one. But Krishna's teaching has transformed him from Vishada state to Samatha, that is equanimity, to what you call a battle-fit warrior, Dharma Acharana, for that purpose, battle-fit warrior. That is the power of transformation our Lord Sri Krishna has done. This is one very important point at the time. The second important point is the question. I request you to join with me when I recite this sloka, etc. That is Sthita Pragnasya Ka Bhasha. I think many of you know better than me. Read that. Sthita Pragnasya Ka Bhasha Samadhistasya Keshava Sthitadi Kim Prabhasheta Kimasit Vrajeta Kim. You all know that, etc. Now, Sthita Pragnasya Ka Bhasha is the second question in whole of these slokas. What is the power of it, that sloka, that has made interactions between Sri Krishna and this one, resulting in the remaining 15 questions, interactive questions, is the full Bhagavad Gita is revolving about that. And the jnana of that is that it lives in perpetuity for the future generations to come and including us. That is the power of those 17 questions, interactive questions between Arjuna and Krishna. That is the power of question. Now, we all know that, but I would like to digress a little, etc. Now, to understand the question, the insights better, I would refer to Swami Sri Tejomayanandaji's Bhashyam on the following sloka. Manasam tu kim margane krute naiva manasam marga arjavat. What a powerful statement of this one. Now, according to Tejomayanandaji, a rightly framed inquiry, margane krute, places one on a path of whose very directness, marga arjavat, ensures right direction and meaningful outcomes. That is what is the power of question. Obviously, further explanations in his Bhashyam are concurrent, sequential, and this makes what makes the transformation real. Complementing this, our Sheshadri Guruji, in his explanation on this sloka during our satsang, says that any righteous inquiry puts one in a right direction, in a virtuous path, and one gets much more than information. That is what our Sheshadri has taught. Finally, inquiry starts it, straightness refines it, steadfastness stabilizes it, and all the three unfold together until the Sthita Prajna is achieved and evolved. I wouldn't say achieved, it's evolved. That is what is the power of transformation up to 2.53 slokas, etc. But in the modern days, what its relevance? Some articles in Harvard Business Review also reflect such views. For instance, Alison Wood's article, The Surprising Power of Questions, it goes far beyond exchanging information, deserves our attention. And it's an open source article. I urge you to read, etc. This is the first point of transformation and the power of right question. I move on to the synergistic triad, that is Sthita Prajna, that is sloka number 2.53, Kshetrajna 13.1, and Parignata 18.18. We'll look into it, what's its synergy. Then I urge you to recite along with me. It's 13.1 sloka. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramiti etadyo veti tam prahuhu kshetrajna iti tadvidaha. You all know that one. Now, from a synergy perspective, I am explaining this sloka. Idam kshetram. When you use the word idam, you are distinguishing yourselves from the this. When you say this, okay? The power of idam is crucial. The moment one says this, he or she creates distance, objectivity, and detachment. That is where the detachment process starts. That is the beginning of wisdom. Anything you can say this about is not about you, it is about a kshetram, comprising of manas, that is mind including thoughts, emotions, fluctuations, capricious mind, buddhi, intellect involving in discrimination and decision making, ahankara, the ego, shariram, of course, the body which does the physical karma. Kshetrajna here is Sthita Prajna 2.53, Kshetrajna 13.1. He says, knower of the field, the eternal consciousness soul that witnesses the body's activities but is distinct from them. That is very important. That is Kshetra plus Gna. Now, Yoveti, the one who knows it, Tadvidaha also refers to the enlightened ones. Now, what is this one? Kshetrajna is the realization of who you are, and Sthita Prajna is the stabilization of that realization in life. They are not two separate entities. That is what I would like to draw your attention to. They are two phases of the same awakening process, etc. The synergy, I will take a car example, which we all experience. In one line, Kshetram is the traffic, and we all know the notorious traffic of Bangalore. Kshetrajna is the driver who understands that he is not the traffic. And Sthita Prajna is the driver who remains unshaken while skillfully navigating the traffic. He never forgets the distinction even under pressure. A Sthita Prajna is not an inactive driver in the car parked in the bay. He drives fully, engages with traffic, and makes decisions to arrive at the destination for further enthusiastic engagement. We see when people drive the car, come home, I am damn tired, and look for Saridan tablets. That is not that Sthita Prajna is talking about. Understanding Parignata, the third one in the triad. Traits of Parignata incorporates the traits of Sthita Prajna and Kshetrajna. A Parignata doesn't add on traits. He is not a distinct person of traits of Sthita Prajna and Kshetrajna. They emerge inevitably when knowledge is fully assimilated. Okay? Embodied wisdom of Parignata is equal to Kshetrajna and Sthita Prajna, that stability. For a Parignata, it is structurally essential to embody these traits for being action-oriented. I request you to join me for this sloka. Gnanam gneyam parignata trivida karma chodana karnam karma karteti trivida karma sanghaha. Okay? This is what the 18.18 sloka is talking about. Now, in this verse, Krishna explains the anatomy of action, why and how part of our application, comprising of two triads to be executed by the knower. Triad 1, the impetus for action, karma chodana. The word chodana, root word, means impelling, that action motivator. Gnanam, the knowledge. Gneyam, the object of knowledge. And parignata, the knower. These three put together is called Gnana Triputi, and the knowledge, etc. The second triad is the action. Karanam karma karteti trivida karma sangaha. Karanam, the instrument. In some books you find that Karanam, also some books refer, but they also mean the same. It's a synonym, etc. Karma, the act itself, and karteti is the doer. These are the physical components of action, also called as karma triputi. Thus, one can see that three are not independent abstracts, but an integral behavioral blueprint for action. It's an integral. Sthitaprajna, Kshetrajna, and Parignata are three in one. That's where the synergy I am talking about. There is harmonious convergence of the three to same being. Kshetrajna purifies knowing, sees correctly as to what is happening in the field, and being very much conscious that I am the observer and not the field. Sthitaprajna purifies that being, stays steady, no emotional hijack, and no compulsive likes or dislike or filtering with our glasses. Parignata perfects doing when knowledge, clarity, and stability fuse together. Action becomes precise, proportionate, and dharmic. That is where Arjuna's arrow streaked on the what you call bullseye. That's what the army man says, isn't it? Okay. The analogy, the musician's symphony. We'll look at what is musician's symphony. Okay. Now, Kshetrajna, the knower of the field, the conductor of the music, like Zubin Mehta, you might have heard in our days, etc. Like a conductor, a Kshetrajna does not produce sound directly, but observes, understands, and directs. He is aware of every section, strings, winds, and percussion. Sthitaprajna, steady wisdom, the tuned orchestra. This is like an orchestra in perfect tuning and discipline, where a battery of musicians know what to play at an appropriate time, looking at the signal of what the conductor does. You see them doing like this, right? Okay. Parignata, the integrated knower, the symphony itself. We might have heard Beethoven's 7th Symphony. It's very interesting to see. Okay, or Tracy Chapman's, etc. The symphony itself, this is not just the conductor or musician separately, but the emergent symphony, a unified, meaningful whole that music transcends. It should transcend every individual player. It becomes a coherent experience of realization. Having said about the synergy and the first point about power of question and transformation, I move on to the third point, the interactions between Arjuna and Krishna, the interactions between Duryodhana and Krishna. What are the outcomes? What are the differences? I would like to dwell a little. Arjuna humbly asked a righteous question. We all know, Sthitapragnasya ka bhasha. That is the righteous question. Whereas Duryodhana says to Bhagwan, etc., Janami dharmam nachamena pravrutti, Janami dharmam nachamena nivrutti, kenapi devena hrudistitena, yataniyokto asmi, tatakaromi. That's what it says. That is from the Garga Samhita. I know what dharma is, but I have no inclination to follow it. I know what adharma is, but I have no inclination to abstain from it. That is what Duryodhana talks about. Both statements contain self-awareness. Both know what to do. Arjuna uses awareness to rise about Kshetram, and the right questioning leads him to success. Duryodhana remains bound within Kshetram But right knowledge without proper application leads to downfall. The same analogy of car driver, Arjuna says, how should a good driver be? Learns, adjusts, drives skillfully and reaches the destination. Duryodhana says, I know the rules, but I am impulsive. Crashes, gets into acrimonious debates, etc. that we see in our traffic jams, etc. Finally, this is the third point I covered, the interactions. First one was Sthita Prajna, second was this one. The fourth one, finally, one needs the blessings of the Supreme Lord for success in our endeavors. There is a caveat. Despite imbibing all of the above concepts, ultimately the final result is one's actions are guided by what Ramana Maharshi says is Karturagneya prapyate phalam karma imparam karma tajjadam. That's what he says. What does it mean to us in terms of Mahabharata, etc.? But the meaning is results come only by the will of the Supreme Ishvara. Actions by itself are inert, jada. It has no independent power. In the context of Mahabharata, the flag on the chariot bears Hanuman, Kapidvaja, while the charioteer is Krishna. This symbolizes Krishna plus Hanuman ensures complete protection to Arjuna and all the arrows hit the target well. Okay? Now, after the war, Krishna tells Arjuna, you dismount, get down fast. Arjuna obeys and steps down. He doesn't have arrogance that all my arrows have hit the target. He obeys. Then Krishna gets down. Immediately we all know that the chariot bursts into flames and is destroyed. We all know that. Krishna's presence held back the destructive effect of the divine astras from the Kauravas. The revision is, the first one is power of question, power of transformation. Second one is the synergy of the triads, Sthitaprajna, Kshetrajna and Parignata. The third one is the interactions, positive interactions between Duryodhana and Krishna and Arjuna and Krishna. This one. The fourth one, we need the blessings of the God. That is what is there. Now my thanks to Yoga Narasimhanji who coordinated, Raviji who has coordinated, and the bhajan singer who sang well, and to the people who meticulously conducted the puja. Thanks to Swamiji and the mission for giving me an opportunity to speak. Thanks to Sheshadri Guruji and Suresh for moral support. And finally, last but not the least, to the audience for paying attention to my talk. Hari Om Tat Sat. Brahmarpanamastu.
I thank Dr. Nagaraj, Mr. Gupta KGB and Sahib IMD for their talks. Tomorrow, that is the third day, it will be from Mr. Suresh Kumar, Professor Neela Megham and Jayashree Mohan. Hari Om.